Hey everyone. Oh no. Okay. Well, welcome to Once Upon a Game. Um, this is Eric Vulgaris's weekly series of story games where we do a complete 2 to 3 hour one shot. Um, and today, playing with me are Sam. Do you want to go first?
Yeah. What are we playing? Why am I
Oh my
here?
God. Oh, I'm the worst. We're playing the Sundered Land. We are playing two of the modules. Caravan Watch in the Ruins of the Future, Caravan Guards in the Ruins of the Future, and Night Watch in the Ruins of the Future. That's what they're called. That's what we're playing today, and those are by D. Vincent Baker.
Good old Vic.
Yeah.
Who the hell are you?
I was gonna go last. It's fine. Please go ahead.
Oh, well, I'm Sam. This is my third week straight on Once Upon a Game. You may have seen me on Once Upon a Game. You can find me on Twitter at Passerins, and I use she, her pronouns.
Clara.
Hi, I'm Clara. I don't log on. You can use she, her. I'm goth, I'm gay, and I'm ready to game 2018.
Excellent. Kid.
Hi, I'm Clara. I'm goth. No, that's incorrect. Also, I should look at this camera. I'm Kid Spanner. You can find me on Twitter at Kid Spanner. It's mostly retweets and wrestling. I use they, them pronouns. And we will now move on to the next person.
I am
Really?
Takuma Okada. I'm your facilitator today. Use he, him pronouns. I'm on social media at Takuma_Okada_. All right. Do we introduce Eric? Eric?
No, they can't
No?
see.
Oh my god. I don't know what I'm doing. Cool. Okay, so the Sunderland is a very short kind of powered by the apocalypse storytelling game. Each module is just a page. It's very simple and there's a lot of room to do things in. And before we start, I'd like to do lines and veils and talk about the X card. For anyone that doesn't know what those are, it's just things that players are uncomfortable with, either like they don't want to hear anything about them at all, or don't want them to happen on screen, sort of like descriptive. So, same order, Sam.
Um, I obviously don't like violence against animals, and I don't particularly enjoy playing out scenes where one person does not enjoy, where one person's hitting on another person and the other person's not into it. Definitely like on the bottom of my list. And obviously like homophobia, misogyny, etc., racism. We're in the future. It doesn't matter anymore. Yeah.
Fair.
I don't think I have any hard ones that I can think of that would be applicable to this setting. Just basically everything Sam said.
Yeah. Okay, Kid.
Yeah. Sam got it covered.
Also kids.
Yeah, kids. No kids on this desert ride today. No kids.
Yes.
And the X card, for anyone who doesn't know, is just if someone wants to type an X in, like the Roll20 chat whenever they feel uncomfortable, we will cut that scene off. And the Sunderland also has a thing where if you have something to say, you hold the dice, and since we're playing online, if you just want to type a hold if someone has been going on for a little bit and you want to contribute something. So we have those two things to keep in mind. And I believe that is. Are we good to go?
Yeah.
Cool. So, you can see this little map here, and I will take you over to character creation. It's pretty simple. It's just a name, a look, and then you choose 2 for your background. Sunderland gives a couple options, such as Master of Sword and Staff, Wielder of Ancient Weapons, Reincarnated Blood Champion, Veteran of War, Battle Scarred, Former Slave and Revenant, Dedicated to Fallen Gods, Outranger and Scout, Child of Blasphemy, Scholar of the Six Arts, and then just a blank for wild card. So.
What?
Kid, if
So
you
what
want to grab those real quick while we do the other 2.
Appreciate you.
Kid has tacos for anyone who's confused right now, and they need to go get those real quick because food's
Impending
important.
tacos. So, like, what kind of caravan is this?
So, if you could tell from the map, this is like a kind of a desert caravan. We're just kind of sticking with Sunderland gives a pretty good description where it says a caravan on the burnt road, riders on fleet horses, tireless irritable buffalo heaped with goods, silver, spices, drugs, bales and bolts of silk. Risking raiders, monsters, and the ferocious weather of the Sunderland, you ride as its guards. So you're all kind of on horseback, or you can walk if you so choose. There's a bison and camel kind of carrying a lot of stuff, what it just described. And you're making your way through this desert. You're stopped at an oasis right now, and you're making your way to these mountains where there's a shelter that you know of that you can stop at for the night.
Clara, you're not a horse girl, are you?
I'm more of a bison girl myself.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'll take pretty much.
I know, I'm just
I
checking.
could be a horse girl.
Huh?
I could be. I think we have to represent that demographic, or else we're doing a disservice to the community.
Which community? The gay community or the horse community? The caravan guard community?
Both. The overlap, the gay horse community.
Oh, honey, that's not what that's called.
Ooh. Mhm.
Oh God. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm done derailing character creation. I was looking at this before, and I like Scholar of the Six Arts. What are the 6 arts? I could come up with 6 terrible things right now, but
You could.
they're not safe for work, and I don't want to get that spicy that early.
Yeah.
And I like former slave and revenant. What the hell is a revenant? We will figure out what that is.
Nice and big.
Yes, let's take this moment to have a ritual scream about Roll20's text tool.
Oh my god.
Can you turn off snap to grid in this?
Oh my god, yeah. I should have done that. Here we go.
I didn't know that. Eric coming through with the hot Roll20 tips.
Wow, I had no idea.
These are good.
Hey. Got your tacos.
Yes. Oh, can you still not see me along with everyone else?
No, I figured it out. We're good now.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Clara?
So I know that RPGs, I shouldn't use every RPG as an excuse to like build a girlfriend, but however, I am extreme. I think I'm feeling she's very large is the thing, is what I'm thinking and what I'm feeling and like emotionally aligned. So I kind of like very buff, like blood champion slash, I don't know. Yeah, blood champion slash wielder of ancient weapons, kind of very muscular. As you can tell, playing from life based on like putting myself out there. This is character representing who I am. Very muscular, very strong, very ripped lady tonight. Okay, I'll put that down.
Ladies and gentlemen, hell of a raw.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking, I was like trying not to go there, but I am a little bit. It's just good. It's just playing the type.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Listen, there are more big ladies in the world than Hell of a Raw. There's Jasper from Steven Universe.
Well, I was just saying the ancient weapon plus that.
Yeah, I think the ancient weapon is specifically a blood drawing thing. Like if she's a blood champion, she's like a blood mage kind of shit, like fucking Dragon Age, but better.
It's a giant syringe.
That's actually the one thing that I don't do.
Needles.
Yeah, I don't do needles. So something along those. I'm sorry?
That was the thing I had forgotten.
Yes. So I will but yes, I'll think about that. Let me put that down. Oh, I like that. Weasel.
Weasel.
Yes, Weasley.
Yes.
Weasley.
Oh, that's so small.
I know.
Wow.
Oh.
Roll 20.
Oh, what? What?
That's.
Oh,
it's a secret.
This text tool is flawless, and I want to hear no words against it.
I'm gonna say a word against you.
Blood champion.
What?
Yes.
That was me.
That's her name. No, it's canon. That's good. Ancient weapon. All right. It's good. It's on there. Oh, it's bad actually. Okay, there we go. It's better.
Do you have character ideas?
Looking at these words, and I like dedicated to fallen gods. And what's his other? Child of blasphemy.
Man,
I feel
y'all are not good people.
He's never done this before. Oh no! Hi, Melon. Stop. Oh my goodness.
This is a new and lovely experience for everyone.
Yeah.
This is a good time.
Yeah. That was very rude of you, Melon.
I'm picturing Child of Blasphemy. You know how in the prequels Anakin was the child of the midichlorians?
Oh my god.
Is that how that works?
Somebody just spilled wine on a cross one day. And, I was born. That's probably not what happened. But
good, we're in the desert too. Excellent.
Oh.
There's the text tool. What font size am I looking for here?
56.
72.
56.
Or 56. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I was
I put 72, but yeah, that 56 probably works better.
Large.
Big. I left of Life City. Also, I want you to know that a big tragedy has happened in my life right now, and that is that the act of getting fucking Melon off of my desk. My cat's name is Melon Ball. He's a beautiful boy. knocked my tea over.
No.
This is the worst thing that has ever happened to me in my entire life.
I was worried for a second that it was like something really bad.
This is something really bad.
No, it is. It is. It is. You're right.
Every single RPG session, highly contingent on tea quality.
It's true. Like, I regularly make groups wait. Like, actually, like 10. I need 10 minutes to make tea. By all of you can attest to this because you've all played with me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, I haven't made tea yet. By I need a name.
Real quick, can you check to see if in the handouts you can see 2 characters?
Yes.
So,
oh, the games are in the handouts.
Yeah, I put those there too for your convenience.
I love a handout.
Oh, he's big.
Oh yeah, there's 2 people that are kind of leading this caravan. You're the hired guards,
Right.
but they're in charge of navigating. I'll Treasure Planet style, if you will.
I like them.
I've never actually seen Treasure Planet.
It's good.
Ooh,
It's good. There's a cat, Captain.
God. Yeah. So there's Nadi of the New Moon, who, if you didn't know, that's a Game of Thrones character, one of the Sands. She's great. And Amos, big boy, big rock boy.
He big. He's Lord.
Oh yeah. Ooh, Isra is a good name.
Yeah, it's one of my like standard. Oh fuck, I don't know what to name these characters. Character names.
Let's see. All right. I got mine.
I can't. That can't be the look. That's bad.
What look were you thinking of?
Well, I typed the words John Boyega, but greasy.
Oh,
no, that's so good.
There, that's very current.
Oh no!
How
So that's
inside.
You, the #1 John Boyega fancier, do that.
Oh, you're never gonna have to worry about the sand. It's just gonna stick to you.
Oh,
That's good. It's an exfoliant. I love it.
That's gonna cause micro tears and it's gonna dry you out. That's not good.
Oh no!
What are you doing wrong with your hair that it's gotten greasy? Ugh.
Listen, sometimes you have to do bad things for your fallen gods. Like just grease yourself up on a daily basis.
Boy.
All right.
Ooh, Thora.
Oh, sorry. Love those A names.
It's a very good name.
Why did my font change? That's incorrect. There we go.
Ooh.
Carrick.
Which sounds better? Car.
I feel like Carrick, Carrick, is a word that means something.
Yeah, it's like a rock thing. It's like
yeah, Gaelic for rock.
Carroc, right?
No, it's Carrick.
What?
It's an anglicized version of, oh my god, it's so nice to have more than one tab open of something, which is Gaelic for rock.
Wow. Learn new things.
No, I swear to God, it's like some kind of geological feature too.
Oh, it's in Lord of the Rings? The Carrick, like Carrock.
I have people to remember
That
these.
sounds familiar.
Yeah. All right, we are all done on character creation. This is good. This is good. Who's ready to play some games?
Oh my god, I'm so fucking ready.
I hate games.
Oh, good. We can swear.
Oh, yeah.
I meant to ask, and then I didn't.
Nah, Eric's channel has that mature audiences warning. We're all good.
Okay.
Butts.
Someone let me know if
Did
that
you
is
just say
incorrect.
butts?
I did.
Maybe he should take off that mature label then.
Oh man.
You can't expose children to Greasy John Boyega though.
You
No,
can't
it's
expose anyone to Greasy John Boyega.
You just exposed a whole stream to Greasy John Boyega.
It's true.
Accurate fact.
You did that to hurt us, kid.
Yes.
Yes. So do like our characters like each other?
You're hired as a group. Not all of you were hired because like you were buds beforehand. I mean, if
Yes,
you
butts.
friendship there, but it's more of a coworker situation, you know. You've definitely encountered each other in jobs before, probably around the city of Gulls where you come from. And right now you're just kind of taking a break. It's late in the morning. You stopped at this oasis, and the thing is, the route you're taking is kind of an older map. Not many people go through this way just because the desert's kind of a pain in the ass to get through. So you don't know too much about it besides this this kind of faded map that you have, which shows this stuff that you can see right now. You're stopped at this oasis. The horses are drinking. They're really thirsty. It's been a hot day, but you got started early in the morning, so it was cool in the morning, and now it's getting a little hotter, and you want to make it to that mountain before nightfall, because if you didn't know, the desert gets real cold at night because that sand does not hold heat well.
I'm like, am I swaddled? I'm swaddled, but I have like to avoid sand in the eyes, but I also have a cutout for my arms. Sun's out, guns out. So I'm tending the horses.
Like the real butch, like the real douchey, like deep armholes.
Oh my god, absolutely, yes.
Yes. I think that I think Isra is pretending to help Thora, but is actually just like half holding a bucket of water, like holding the empty buckets of water.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't notice. I'm just grateful for the company.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's just done enough physical labor in her life. Thanks. And
she mopped the floor once, and that was it.
Yeah, no. Listen. Those arms are gonna study themselves.
Yeah.
God, I'm a little stuffy right now.
Oh, I'm still like congested from a cold that I've had for like a month, but you know, it's fine. It's fine.
I feel you.
That seems too long.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, what is up with Carrick?
I think Carrick is like on his knees, has spread out like a little rug thing, is kneeling on it, and is just staring directly into the sun. I think Carrick has really unhealthy gods.
Yeah, that's real bad for your eyes.
It sure is.
It's not a good look.
And I think Thora, I think you noticed that the horses and the bison are a little nervous. They're kind of like snorting, and they're kind of pawing at the ground, and they're really not staying still. They're twitching. Their tails are going back and forth. Like something is up, And Nadia also noticed this and is not too happy. And she tries to get everyone to get moving real quick. So you all pack up, and you're ready to head out as you get along this dirt road. And I think you go a little ways before you notice a sand cloud off in the distance. You can also see these big dunes off to your right, and some trees. They look dead. They're probably dead. A bunch of dead trees off to the left, off in the distance, and a sand cloud also in between them.
So are the three of us on horseback? I'm asking Kid and Clara.
I am, definitely. I am the horse girl.
Yeah. Horseback seems good. Yeah.
I think I've got a mule. Like a really stupid mule.
Does your mule have a name?
Compliance or death.
Very good. Okay, so I'm concerned about the state of the caravan. Is it like covered? Are we carrying goods that are going to be damaged by the windstorm? Are we going to be damaged by the windstorm? Can I ask these questions?
Oh yeah, totally. So it's definitely covered. Goods. It's kind of trade goods that are like materials. It's like silks and metals and spices and things. Spices maybe in trouble if there's a lot of wind, but I mean they're in crates. It's fine, right? So
Sure.
The like maybe some sand will get in the spices, but like a sandstorm wouldn't be a big deal.
You are bosses. Like Nadia was a little bit worried, right?
She doesn't like that she hasn't traveled this route before.
Okay. Does Amos the Rockman seem worried?
Amos, I don't think Amos has been worried in his whole life.
Could we tell if he was worried?
I don't think so.
Can he make facial expressions?
I think you've seen him crack a little smile when a bison did something really cute once, but yeah.
So is Amos like really chill or like really stern?
Like could you smoke a big fat hog like with Amos is what we're asking.
I don't think that's what I was asking.
I think that's what you're asking.
I think that's what the audience was asking. This was the piece of lore we needed.
Totally. Nadia's the one that's a little stern. Amos is a little more relaxed, but when Nadia tells him to scare some people, he's gonna scare some people, you know?
Okay, so I think I'm kind of trying to judge the distance ahead and see whether like we're not stopped at this juncture, right? We're keeping pressing forward.
Yeah, you're still moving.
Okay, so I think I'm going to try and cover my horse in the tarp a little bit and just kind of go more forward, scout out, because behind the rock man, I am the most solid of the group, I believe. I'm sure that fucking greasy John Boyega is just looking like a goddamn Sandman behind me, like just covered in brains. So I'm taking it upon myself to trudge forward. So can I see anything as it gets denser as I follow this path?
Okay, so I'm gonna say you're about here-ish right now.
Okay.
The caravan's a little. Oh no, I moved it. The caravan's a little behind you. Oh, I turned snap on. Whatever. We're gonna leave that. It's fine. So it's not a huge cloud. It seems to be kind of a trail of a cloud, and it's moving towards y'all.
Ooh, okay. Sandstorms don't normally do that, right?
No.
Okay.
You don't know that much.
All right. So the caravan. I'm just checking the rule book. see what I can. Okay. So, I have a giant giant unspecified blood weapon. So I think I'm just going to continue scouting and get as close as possible so I can see what's in the middle, what's in the vortex of this thing.
Okay.
And I think Isra has dismounted from compliance or death. And she's a wizard. She's a wizard. Let's just put it out there. She's a wizard.
Yeah.
And is going along with Thora, just in case one of the 6 arts comes in handy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you get closer.
Okay. So do I see anything inside? Is it just a storm? Is it just a sand cloud, or is there something in its core? Can I look? Do I need to get closer, like in this, to look at it, or?
How close do you want to get? That's a good question.
This seems like a very dangerous question. Let's see. Oh my god. Don't look so devious, the fucking devious DM face. I think I'll get, like, if these are hectares, I'll get within, can I click in what my little thing? I'll get within like 2 hectares of the storm, like near where the dead trees are.
Yeah,
Between that and the little spot, I'm willing to
like
venture out into. Yeah, that looks good.
So I think you notice that there's a little ridge sticking out of the sand, and it's moving really fast. Like it's a long ridge. It's like 30, 40, 50 feet. And that's what's kicking up this dust cloud. That's
no, it's the fucking sandworm.
Fucking sand snake.
I think that's what Isra says, like, as she has Thora's mighty food.
Hey, y'all. Want to check the character section?
No, I
did
don't
you add
the character section?
Oh my god. All right, character section. Let's see.
So it sounds like Isra at least knows what a sandworm is.
Yeah.
Have Thora and Carrick dealt with sandworms before?
I don't think so.
No. Also no.
Yikes. I think then Isra, since Isra knows what's going on a little more than the other two, what are you doing?
Now, is this a worm that lives under the sand, or is it a worm that is made of sand?
It lives under the sand.
Okay. All right. So I think that I'm sort of reluctantly stepping around, stepping around Thora, and one of the 6 arts is wind. So what I'm trying to do is like blow away this line of sand so that like the rest of the caravan can see, hello, this is a sandworm.
Good. Okay, let's... So, the only time you roll in the Sundered Land is when your character does something that would bring you into conflict with someone or expose you to danger. Anyone may call for a roll. Most of the time, it's going to be me.
Yeah.
2 dice. Before you roll, as a consequence of past events or past rolls, the hazard player can give you +1 or -1. I think since you have some knowledge of a sandworm, you get a +1.
Is it 2d6? I'm assuming that if Vinny Bakes wrote this, it's 2d6.
Yeah.
That's a 5.
5.
All right.
On a 2 to 5, it might go terribly wrong.
Right.
The other 2 options, for those curious, is 6 to 8, it might reveal something. 9 to 12, you might overreach.
Okay.
On a 2 to 5, you get one chance to say how you get help or hold it together on your own. Everyone else votes thumbs up or thumbs down. If the thumbs downs win, say how it goes wrong and how you're hurt, thrown, killed, seized, or laid low. If it's still possible for you to accomplish what you hoped, you do, and the hazard player says the rest.
Okay, so like, what does this 5 look like? Like, what is revealed when I just like big avatar puff of wind?
So the sand kind of kicks up, and there's a wind that's produced, and it blows away this kind of trench in the sand, and the wind kind of leads back to you. And obviously, this wind's making a noise, and the sandworm kind of perks up. Its head kind of comes out of the ground, and it's like kind of thrashing around in the wind, and then it slowly seems to be moving its way over to you, and it's getting really close, real fast.
So we got the attention of the sandworm.
Yes,
Thank you.
Good job.
Great job, team. Okay, so is this the end of? Can I talk or ask a question at this point?
Yeah.
Okay, so just describe to me the anatomy of the sandworm, because my instinct is to pierce and kill and murder so. Is it like fleshy? Is it stony? Does it have any obvious weak points? Would I need to get closer? Would I need to roll? I think my weapon is it is a giant needle, but it's more like a sewing needle, like very fairy tale, Sleeping Beauty kind of things that I prick my thumb with. But it's gigantic. It's like a bayonetta ass weapon that I wear on my back, like I'm a fucking mouse harvester or something. So so how can I determine this or start attacking those weak points on this worm?
Don't we have a thumbs up, thumbs down thing to do because I rolled it?
Right. Yes.
Failure.
Yeah. So we will come back to Thora real quick after this. If everyone wants to type in either thumbs up or thumbs down, and I will count down and send it.
Okay. Oh my god.
So is everyone ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, enter.
Oh.
Hey, look at that. Wow, Sam, you should believe in yourself.
I'm gonna fail.
Save that for later.
2 to 5 and 9 to 12 are both kind of hard. So I'm giving this one to you. It's fine. It's the first roll. So I think that you managed to get out of the way as this thing comes in real quick.
Maybe like Thora grabs me by the cuff of my shirt.
Yeah, and I think you end up in these dead, petrified trees. You're in the middle of these trees. And back to Thora. Does Isra know what the sandworm's outer skin is like?
I've been thinking maybe she's not super familiar with all of the beasts of the waste, but maybe her former master bred sandworms. Maybe these are invasive species, horrible experiments that got loose.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. So I think that they've got leathery hides. Really thick hides. With concentric overlapping scales. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So my character goal is to gore the sandworm in its tiny brain like a dissection pin in 8th grade biology class. So am I close enough to try and attack it from we're in the trees, right?
Yeah, you've just barely gotten out of the way though. So you're at the edge of the trees. And this thing's body is right in front of you.
All right, and it's like 30 to 40 feet. Okay, so I got a lot of stabbing room, but I'm definitely aiming for the head. So I think I'm gonna dismount and unsheath my sewing needle and try and roll a hit on this. Right, so let's see. I probably don't get any advantages. So is that? Nope, I just typed it. Thank you. There we go. Okay, that's hey.
That's good.
That's one better.
That's
yeah, there we go.
6 to 8.
Mm-hmm.
It might reveal something. Ask if anyone has insights into what's happening. If anybody does, the hazard player decides whether they're right. Either way, you accomplish what you hoped, and the hazard player says what happens.
Okay, so the only one within sight distance, I think, is Isra. So maybe I'm trying to pry open like the plates. Oh, it's big boy season.
I didn't notice that. Actually, it looks like it says big box season, but I assure you that says big boy season.
Yes. Yes. This is the holiday celebration, 'tis the season. So I'm trying to like separate the plates open to get to that juicy meat inside and like, fillet it. So I probably have a bad vantage point given that I'm we de-winded the place, but it's probably still kicking up dust, correct?
Yes.
So I'm probably so it's a reveal if I'm actually piercing this thing or not with my big muscles and my big needle, both together.
You definitely get through.
Okay, nice.
I know you were aiming for the head, but I think the head was a little too far at that point. Like it was rushing you, and then you dodged out of the way, and it kept going, and then you kind of caught it. It was probably a little hard to see, but you definitely hurt this thing kind of bad. I mean, it's a big worm. It can take some hits, but it's not happy. It kind of thrashes a little bit. You're not in any danger, but it's thrashing around. It's kicking up more dust and sand. It's a little harder to see, but it dives down into the sand.
With Thora still on it?
Yeah. Do I have my weapon? Did it take my weapon?
You have your weapon.
Okay, I didn't shish kebab it. Good.
Jump off in time before it goes under, but now it's gone, and all you see is just bloodstained sand for the moment.
Very good. All right. We gained a worm and we lost a worm. It's probably fine, right?
It's probably fine. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
How's it going over there?
Great.
Worms! It's fucking worms!
How far are you two from the caravan at this point, you think?
A ways? A little ways?
Yeah.
It's probably just for rush in. I feel like we're within screaming distance, but Isra's very loud.
Yeah. Yeah, screaming distance, but you do kind of have to shout back and forth a bit to get any clarity, kind of. So I think, should we head back?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, the caravan didn't stop moving when this happened. Like, they saw the sandworm, they saw you deal with it, and now they're moving again. The sandworm. The caravan's real noisy, y'all. The sandworm notices.
My horses.
You see it pop out in front of the caravan. Carrick, what do you do?
I knew we should have moved without rhythm. That's a Dune reference. If no one is, if anyone is in doubt, anyone.
No. Egg box season. Drag me like this.
Well, fuck. All right, what I got hired to guard a caravan. I know how to do something. I'm sure. So what I'm gonna do, what Carrick's gonna do is reach. He's gonna reach into his shirt and pull out a talisman to his fallen gods, which is a necklace covered in bones, in various types of bones.
Okay.
And, like, hold it up and like start really loudly, like what's the word? Praying. That's it. That's what people call it. Praying, chanting, and like, the power of not Christ compel you. Not good at God names, but trying to send away this worm.
Okay.
Sure.
Cut away to Thor and Isra, like looking at each other, like, "Oh, here he fucking goes again."
Oh God. Yeah.
Yes, that's the point.
Yeah. Are you still dangling? Am I still? No, I'm not holding you anymore. I had to drop you to fucking skewer this worm. So I'm concerned. I'm definitely concerned about the rest of the horses, because I'm pretty sure this worm is big enough that it could just gobble up one appetizer, like a horse divorce. So I'm gonna kind of give Israel a look and go back as soon as possible to lend my sword and my aid to the caravan party. So
yeah.
So can I? Okay, but it's between me and the caravan. So is that going to be a problem getting over there, or?
A little bit. And I mean, the sand's not helping either, just because there's a big cloud up and it's sand and you're running in sand, and it's not great. It's not
Isra's
great.
with the wind. No. Isra's with the wind. Just sort of.
You can definitely get there pretty quickly, but not in time to help Carrick with whatever they're doing.
Oh boy.
I think we need a roll for that.
From me?
From Carrick.
Okay.
Do your gods intervene?
2d6. All right. Let's hit this button. Maybe.
Ooh, okay. That is.
You might overreach.
I love how each of you rolled one of the options. It's really good. Thanks for helping show off this game, y'all. 9 to 12, you might overreach. You accomplish what you hoped. The hazard player says what happens, and you might seize further advantage. Anybody can describe how you can carry your advantage forward, and you choose whether to take the chance or let it pass. But first, the hazard player decides in secret whether you'll be overreaching yourself, and reveals it if you do.
I think that, so wait, what were you trying to do with this so I can say how you carry your advantage forward, kid?
Just like
pray the gateway?
World of Warcraft. Cleric the worm away. Like, what's that thing? The exorcism.
Well, it's not like it's evil.
No, but not exorcism. Just yell at it so that my god like impresses it away. Listen, I'm bad at religion and magic.
I think
exercise the spirit from the flesh.
Carrick's voice, I think, gets amplified. Sort of like what happens to your voice? Something happens to your voice. I'm gonna say that as you're doing this exorcism thing.
I was gonna say it becomes greasy, but that's not how sound works. That's not how sound works.
Oh my god!
Look, it might just like spontaneously lube itself up. We don't know.
We're a big fan of liquids.
It gets into all of that, the worm's crevices. Just
that's a lot of crevices.
This has gotten weird.
You knew what you were signing up for.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to projectile vomit grease all over this thing, I'm not going to stop you, but...
That's for you. You know what? That's good. I like it.
I'm kind of into
I vote yes. Thumbs up. I'm into it.
Does your god just, like, make the worm greasy?
makes your stomach greasy.
Excuse me. What if it's like hot oil? Hot oil, such as one would like.
Oh, like waxy.
From a castle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's extremely painful.
That's bad, and it's seeping into that perforation that Thora stuck in this sand. Where now it can't focus on sounds anymore. It's just writhing in the sand. It can't even see. It's writhing around now, and that's dangerous because it could hit the caravan.
Yeah.
But it's not trying to like eat the horses or people anymore.
Or spices.
Yeah. And it's at this moment that Thora and is Isra with Thora?
Yes, Isra needs a meat shield, so
you two are back. How do you make sure this big boy does not crush the caravan?
Okay.
The second art is just pointy shit. It's very badly defined in the literature. You have to it's a translation of a translation of a translation. You got to read the commentaries on the text. So I think that just like I think what Isra's trying to do with art number 2 is just like summon up a big stone spike from the earth to go directly through this thing's neck.
Wow. Okay.
It's definitive. You have to show them who's boss. Smack paper.
Yeah.
Giant stone spike.
Power move.
That I think that exposed me to danger.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Give me that roll.
Yeah, I think she has to like get in close because the more vaguely defined the art is, I'm just gonna roll straight 2d6. I don't think I get an advantage for this. That's a 2.
Oh.
That's a 2.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
It might go terribly wrong.
It might go terribly wrong.
Okay, so you get one chance to say how you get help or hold it together on your own. I think what she's trying to do is get in fast and then like get right back behind Thora, so that Thora can take the fallout for this.
Oh, good.
Thanks.
Good.
Listen, you've got flesh to spare.
True. I
Tell
could
me what's
lose
up,
some.
Okay. Everyone, type thumbs up or thumbs down.
Let's see. All right.
Is everyone ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah.
Wow. Unanimous.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
So I think as Isra kind of summons this spike up, you didn't account for the spike displacing the sand, and you lose your footing. So like this spike erupts out of the ground, and the thing about the sandworm right now is it's writhing. It's really unpredictable.
Yes.
And you do hurt it. It kind of like skins it on its side. It doesn't go through it though. So you've cut it in its side. But it's already not happy. It's already hurt, so it's really you're just pissing it off more. And a bunch of sand kind of erupts out with it just because you're displacing all of this here. And it knocks you down as you try to scramble back behind Thora.
Oh, I'm raising my hand like I'm in class.
Isra's on.
Oh, I just have a question for the group. So do these magics affect our rock friend at all? Since it's went not good, since it went bad, not good. Does anything happen to our good hunk, Team Hunk Amos?
Amos is now pointy.
Oh no.
Amos is
No,
not
no, I think it was just like,
Conical.
once again, some Avatar shits that she was trying to do.
Oh, gotcha.
yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think maybe accidentally it could have gone bad if Amos was like from around here and was made out of stones that were like this, but Amos is in fact not from around here. So tall, dark, and handsome foreigner. That's Amos,
What a trope.
right?
Mhm. Okay. So yeah, so this went shitty real fast. So okay, so my horses are safe. My friends aren't safe, but that's less important. So
Friends is a strong word. Friends is a strong word.
True. So let's see. What can I do here? I'll probably, so I seem to be both the bronze and brain of this operation at this
Hey.
juncture.
Very rude.
I did great.
I don't have
You did do great.
I don't have personality or charisma, but I have I can think and I can punch.
Stab.
Stab. So I think I'm gonna have to. Okay, so the main problem with this worm is that it goes underground for cover. So can I? Is there any way that I could kind of jump on top of it to kind of like, you know, what's the word? Not lasso, but cowboy adjacent.
Yeah,
Like a
I
bucking
think
bronco kind of thing.
I think that cut that Isra opened up on the sandworm, it mostly didn't harm it. It like kind of scratched it, and like in doing so, kind of peeled back the scales. So you could hold on to the scales, and follow it if you wanted to.
Could I crawl inside the sandworm and just go ham from the inside out?
I mean,
just
yes.
like,
yes,
Just like a tunnel.
Just make quick work of it that way. So I think with my, I think I'm gonna try and tear open the sandworm and just make myself part of its body and wash myself in its blood. So I'm gonna do that and roll. I'm pretty sure not have any advantages on this disaster I'm trying to bring. So I'm just gonna roll.
You a -1 for this. I'm giving you a -1. That's
completely fair.
That worm is really greasy right now, you know.
Yes, if we had John Boyega, he would just go down quick. He's like a laxative, easy. But okay.
John Boyega would go down quick.
I'll roll and stop talking. Okay. All right. Oh, -1, so that's a 6 to 8.
-1. That's a 6 to 8. That's still that's a reveal.
Yeah.
Does anyone have
it's revealing something about me as a chaos person? Yeah, does anyone have insights, please? God.
The insight is that when you get into this worm, like there's what do I know about this worm? The only thing I can think of is like several brain nodes. Yeah. I'm thinking of Pacific Rim too. Like it's got brain nodes for each section. So where she was trying to drive this, Isra was trying to drive the spike in is like, hello, here's one of the brain nodes. Yeah. And I think that this is revealed by like maybe you get into this particular brain node, and like the rest of the worm keeps writhing as though you had not done anything, but like there's a whole section of it that's just taken out, that's dead weight.
Okay, so it can't so this worm needs to get disabled section by section. Okay, are you familiar with inside of the worm smell? I'm just trying to really bring myself into the scene here. Like, what is the sensory experience? Like, we could turn this channel into like a half asthma thing if you just say it really slowly, so I can put myself there
What if it's like
physically.
lavender and dead fish?
Oh, that's
I was gonna say,
good.
like,
That's good.
dried squid
Ooh,
Yeah,
and
a little
lavender.
something
I
a
like the
little
lavender.
herbal.
Yeah,
It's not unpleasant, actually. It's pretty.
It's
It's
not
you know what?
the
It's pretty
worst.
comfortable.
yeah.
It's not the worst. Okay,
You've been
so
in worse
I think
situations.
that's you know what. Thank you. So I think I'm just crawling on like army crawling on my elbows through the sausage links of this worm. So does anybody want to try and continue attacking it from the outside while I do this? Because this is probably going to take some time. Oh, break? Yes.
the sausage links.
Yeah.
Oh, gross. Gross.
Mhm.
Yeah,
We
I think we'll
could eat for
hop back
months.
to Isra and Carrick once each, and then take a quick break. Yeah.
Nice.
Right. I've got what was I gonna say just a second ago? Right. Where in through what orifice of this worm did you just crawl in again?
I made my own.
We made our own.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
DIY.
Okay, not that. Okay. And is the caravan itself currently safe? Air quotes. Safe, not directly about to be eaten.
Yeah. So what happened is Nadia and the rest of the caravan workers kind of cut a lot of the horses loose. I mean, they're following them to make sure they don't get too far away, but they're leading them away from this, so they're not like panicking. And then Amos, like by himself, is slowly just kind of picking each cart up and like placing it further away, just really nonchalantly.
Good. All right. Quality.
Like if you screw up and the worm like somehow flails around like more than it already is, there might be some trouble. But like for now, you're doing okay. You're doing okay.
Oh yeah, no, we're just like bathed in worm guts and on our asses and praying for lube. God lube.
Okay, I want to make the worm
That was
sizzle.
pained expression. I'm so sorry.
All right,
What does Carrick want to do?
we've soaked this sausage in oil. Now I want to start the saute process
Oh my god.
to bring this into to
Get a
make
good
it
flavor.
awful metaphor.
How are you doing this?
More god magics? No. What's the other word? A torch. I want to run at the worm and try and just
No.
light it on fire.
Is this just your thing? You like cover things in grease and then you just light them with a torch? Like
Yep,
is this
I am slowly building this character. I'm slowly building Grease John Boyega into yeah.
Oh, this is
Finally
terrible.
killer.
People are really people like hire him thinking like, yeah, I heard he's a pyromancer or something, and then like, no, he just vomits grease on things, and then hurls torches and matches or whatever at them.
Someone needs to introduce you to the concept of Molotov cocktails.
That seems messy.
So, in order to get close to this worm and successfully light it on fire, it's still thrashing, so you're gonna have to give me a roll here.
Yep. Any modifier on that?
No, you're fine. You're
Solid.
totally
Oh,
fine.
they're
Right.
fine. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
And go. 6.
It's a 6. That's good.
Yeah.
Great job.
Does
It
anyone
might
have
reveal something.
Can I reveal something?
Yeah.
It really doesn't like fire.
Oh, for sure. for sure. Like it's used to heat, but it's not used to like burning heat.
Deserts don't burn like fire, no.
Yeah, this isn't great for it. And I think it's gonna try to roll around now. It's kind of it's still thrashing around, but it's kind of realizing that if it rolls around in the sand, it like helps with it. So it's doing that, which is good.
Figure out stop, drop, and roll.
Yeah.
Like, immediately.
They're very intelligent worms.
It's a little easier to predict, though, I think, because of that. And
cool.
Yeah, you did good. You done good. I think that Thora notices that it's a little warmer inside. You're sweating a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Not sure how to feel about that. Okay.
And I think Isra, you can pull yourself up now, but you're winded.
Yo, loving me a worm flambe, kid says in chat. Yeah,
delicious.
I think she pulls herself up, and she like dusts herself off and sees what has happened while she was on her ass. And let's see, we've got a flaming worm. We've got Thor nowhere to be seen. She looks at Carrick like, was this you? Did you do this?
Rug. Yeah.
Did you vomit the grease?
Listen, we all worship in our own ways.
That's a way of putting it. So she I think she just like rolls up her sleeve and what passes for sleeves for her, and she walks up to she just like starts heading in the direction of the worm to reveal the third art. I'm sorry, I wrote in the chat while somebody else was talking that the third art is mac and cheese, but that's not a true thing. No, I think she's just going to try and skewer the worm again.
Okay.
Yeah. And hopefully, like, miss the section that Thora is in.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
That's the 9 to 12 option.
Yes. Oh boy. Do I get anything? Any modifier?
You're still kind of a little woozy from getting knocked down like that.
Yeah,
so
that's fair.
-1.
-1?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Oh my god, I succeeded on a fucking roll.
That's a
Sort
10.
of.
Oh. Okay. Definitely, we just see this giant stone spike, bigger than the last one, because now you're mad. You're mad at this thing.
Yeah, no, I'm fucking pissed. I'm sick of these worms. I have worms in my life.
And it just bisects this worm. This thing goes right through it and cuts it right in half. How do you carry your advantage forward? Anyone have any ideas?
Another spike, another spike to like where I know the second brain node is.
Mm-hmm. Oh, good. Thank you.
Okay.
Do I overreach?
Yeah. Do I get gored a little bit?
See, the thing is that you kind of no. No, Thora doesn't get gored, but so half of the worm is still moving. The other half is just kind of like wriggling a little in its death throes. You pierce the one that's moving, but you miss by a little bit. And Thora, you see. I don't. Yeah. Okay. So you see this stone spike behind you. Actually, you've gotten past this point now. But then this front half of the worm kind of dives into the sand, and it's gone.
Oh, great! We have 2 fucking worms.
Great. I love
job.
worm.
No, one of them's dead.
I love
One's
it.
dead. Fine, you cut it in half.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
So we have 0.5 of a
You have
worm.
0.5 of a worm.
1/2 of a
with
worm.
Thora inside. And that's I think it's time for a break now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm glad
Yeah.
we greased up John Boyega.
Oh man.
Yes, grease and
Yeah.
tampons.
Welcome
Gonna
back.
have to personally apologize.
Sorry to come up.
Yeah,
Oh, no, we know.
We know. We know.
that was on purpose.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the Sundered land. Never go there. There's
No gods, no
nothing.
masters.
There's explicitly at least one god.
Oh,
Yeah.
a god of Greece.
Very.
KY.
Right before we ended, Isra cut this big sandworm in half, which Carrick also lit on fire, and Thora's gone. Thora was in the half that escaped. So I think we just need Thora try to figure out how to get out of there. What you gonna do?
Okay, do I notice that? Oh, I bet I do, because it's like going. What direction is this? I'm street legal. It's going down. We're yelling timber. So do I bet I could feel it. So yeah, God, I'm probably trying to wiggle. So half of the worm it's been bisected. So I probably, can I turn around and wiggle out the other end, or am I completely submerged? Or
Yeah, I think you
oh
can try to
man,
do that. You can try to do that.
I'll try my best. This is probably at a disadvantage, correct? Because
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine that I'm. Oh, that's a 7. Hey, wow, I'm so good at this.
That's pretty good.
Wow. No, I'm kidding.
Do any of you notice where the sandworm goes?
Yeah, that would be cool.
I feel like Carrick's got his eyes on the worm.
I think that okay. So the worm was here, where this worm photo is.
Uh-huh.
I love the little worm token. So about half the worm. I feel like it moved. I want to say like over in this direction towards towards these mountains.
Yeah. They're really big dunes, but same thing. They're the
Dune.
same. That's the same. Same. They're just sand mountains.
Mountains.
Mountains. Yeah, I think so what happens is it actually lives underneath these big mountains. And as you crawl out, your head kind of pops out of the sand right at the foot of this one.
Cool.
And
This being buried. Okay. So I'm probably oh geez. I am submerged. I'm probably hollering for help right about this point. This is very personally uncomfortable. I'm packed in. I need to be packed out.
I think Amos hears you hollering and just waddles over and just kind of like, well, how'd you get in this mess? And pulls you out.
Thank you.
I like the thought of Amos waddling. Of the various ways to like locomote yourself places. Waddling.
Yeah, he's just kind of like, you know.
Yeah.
And I think you spend a couple hours just rounding up the horses, calming them down, reattaching them to the caravan. One of the caravans got knocked. One of the carts got knocked over, but only like a crate of silk broke, and it's fine. Everything's fine. And you make your way. You make your way over here to this nice shelter. I didn't mean to move that. It's fine. And we are switching over to Night Watch.
Great job, everyone.
Great
Flawless
job.
victory.
We
Great
succeeded.
We solved your worm puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god.
Puzzle. Puzzle is a strong word.
Your worm enigma.
Let's do this. That nice
All right.
That nice Sunderland art.
Night Watch.
10,000 hours in Photoshop. Not to drag Devany Bakes ever.
Oh my god. Okay. And at this point, Night Watch. So I think just a little background before you get here. There's just like a kind of a shack that you're in the ruins of the future. So this shack looks like it's been here a long time, but it's still standing. You know, there's like a fire pit type place next to it. What do each of you notice about this place? Just like a little.
It's a little.
Go ahead, Claire.
I've said it's a little crispy in here to continue the fire theme. It's a little crispy, a little crunchy. It's like been charred a bit.
Oh.
Yeah.
A bit charred.
A bit flambéed, as it were.
I noticed that when night falls, like when there's nobody speaking, it's like the silence has a physical weight on you. So Isra does not stop fucking talking.
All right, it's charred. It's silent. I think what I noticed is that it's when night is falling, from if you're like within like a few some number like 10 yards of the shack, you can't see the stars.
Oh,
that's pretty cool.
They will just disappear on you. Yeah,
this is great. I love it.
It's like suddenly stepping into Los Angeles.
Cool.
That's where I'm from.
Yeah.
Oh shit, really? The joke is that I knew that.
Okay. How the Night Watch works is all the characters are in a hazardous place at night, keeping watch, talking together, and sharing stories of their pasts. Do we have fire?
We did on the wood. I don't know if we still do, but there was a fire here. There was fire here. It's gone now.
Mm-hmm.
So are we just keeping it dark so that the other half of the worm doesn't find us before daylight?
Yeah. That it's mood lighting.
Mm.
Yeah.
Must we speak softly or may we speak out aloud?
Out loud.
Which half?
Out loud.
Yeah.
I don't think this thing has ears.
Do we know who our enemy is and where, or do we keep watch against uncertain dangers? Well, the worm.
So we know there's half a worm. Do we? Question.
Mm-hmm.
Do we? How much do we know about giant sandworm biology? Does it function like an earthworm? Will it just regrow and another half?
I think that you can safely assume that,
right.
But it's probably going to take a while, and it's not pretty bad. So
it's very. There's a lot of worm to regrow. Yeah.
So keep an eye out, but probably not too worried. And are we on our own, or do we keep watch over others sleeping? And well, there's the rest of the caravan to watch over.
Yeah.
And how this works is, everyone kind of goes around and chooses a player and asks a prompt. Choose one of these or something similar. On one occasion, didn't you blank? For a time, weren't you blank? I believe that you blank, didn't you? I believe that you are blank, aren't you? And you can also go to In the Sundered Land, which gives a couple locations and some background for inspiration, or just come up with whatever you want. And the other player then assents or demurs. If she demurs, choose another player and try again. And if everyone doesn't want to talk, there's no stories that night, and that's it. So I hope someone got some stories.
Mhm.
I think Nadia actually comes and sits down with you three. So that's who I'll be telling stories for. And she actually starts and asks, Isra,
Yes.
on one occasion, didn't you ride one of those things?
I think that riding is a strong word for what I did. From what I can tell from old compliance, riding involves significantly less screaming. But yes, that was my first escape attempt.
And here is where the dice rolls come in. There's two types. One only happens once, and that's at the end of the stories. But the main one that happens in Night Watch is the whole truth. At any point in the story, any player at all may choose to imagine that the one speaking is telling the whole truth. Say so. When this happens, the player speaking rolls 2 dice. On a 2 to 5, you might be overstating your role or your accomplishments. On a 6 to 8, you might be forgetting interesting details. On a 9 to 12, you might be holding back something delicate, embarrassing, incriminating, improper, or inexplicable.
Okay.
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 And if you want
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm gonna ask. So how long have we been traveling together? This isn't our first time traveling together?
No, I think you've worked a couple jobs together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask Karik. For a time, weren't you dead? I think that you got. Did you get on that last one where you got seriously injured? There was something funny about that. Did you die?
That's really good. Out of character. Right, you're talking about that job with the Raiders.
Oh, the fucking Raiders.
Buffalo headed bastards.
Oh my god.
Yeah, their leader, he just gored me right through the center here. Like, points, taps the solar plexus, like open up the shirt a little to show hey, that's just way more scar than a person should have there.
So
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna roll. Okay, I'm gonna roll a dice because I think or die because I think this has probably been something that I've been interested in. It's kind of like something that's been shrugged off, that he got absolutely ravaged by these people and then just came back 3 days later, risen anew. Yeah.
Wow.
So,
the player's speaking rolls. So you can ask for them to roll. So
okay, yeah. So can you roll 2d6 for me?
Mm-hmm. Also, I need to say this out loud. Greases.
Fuck off. Oh my god, go fuck yourself, kid.
Listen. That's fair.
5, folks.
You
On a
might
2
be
to 5,
overstating.
You might be overstating your role or your accomplishments.
Oh, interesting.
How do you overstate? Yeah, I came back from the dead.
Maybe you didn't die to begin with.
All right. It might have been the chief Raiders lieutenant, and maybe I didn't quite die. I sure
you-
was in a coma for a while.
I want you to roll. I don't think you're telling the whole truth about that coma. Isra looks very skeptical.
10. On a 9 to 12, you might be holding back something delicate, embarrassing, incriminating, improper, or inexplicable. And if you don't have any ideas, imagine the truth for yourself now. Is your character telling the whole truth after all, or is there something she's leaving out? You may choose to entertain a guess or two, ask the other characters what they think is true, and revise your story closer to the truth or farther away from it. You can even choose to tell the truth directly to the other players while having your character maintain deception if you like.
Yeah, I think I got a thing. So, you know my deity. I hold up the bone charm thing.
K1, yes.
So while I was out, I had a vision. I don't tell anybody about this because I didn't speak to Greasus.
Who did you speak to?
It was the god of justice, okay?
Oh no!
I know.
Him.
Wow.
I don't listen. I still believe. You've seen me. You've seen the grease. Every morning I wake up, I apply a fresh layer. And every time I need it, it comes to me. You've seen it every time that I need to just splatter
a little bit too much.
worms, raiders, that weird thing with the wolves.
Oh, that was horrible.
The three-headed wolf.
Yeah, it started as three-headed wolf, and then it became three one-headed wolves.
That was ridiculous. I'm actually glad that you lit that one on fire. Honestly,
it's always a good time. It's always a good. But
no, it's really not.
I don't talk about it. Listen, my God didn't come to me. Someone else's God came to me, and now I'm up and in the waking world, and it's really hard to just.
So you still got your grace. You're still slick. It's fine. It's fine. Even if the God of Justice has a distinct lack of moisture about him. I know, I'm sorry. This is hard. This must be really hard for you. Okay, I can't keep a straight face.
My God.
I think after I don't know if anybody else has a story after that shocking revelation.
We sort of switched directly to their story in the middle of my worm riding story.
Yeah.
Yes, that happened.
But I have no problem with that. Yeah. I'm sorry, Takuma. You've never seen like me and Kid on this side of the table before together.
I think canonically, your worm riding story is now actually just accurate and true. Nobody questioned it.
Yeah. Yep. you just screaming, kind of riding a worm?
Well, no, that was only the first attempt. The second attempt. Okay, I want you to picture sewers, but not like the greasy kind of sewers. Don't get excited. Don't get excited, Carrick. Okay, so I trip, I fall within the first 5 minutes. And then I'm just borne on by a river of rats. Oh, yeah, no, it was wild, okay? They were, I don't know where they were headed, but they took me deeper and deeper into the sewers. I tried to roll into the water, but every time I tried to rock from side to side, the rats just sort of like came up and held me in place. Yeah. So that was my second attempt.
How big were these rats?
Huh?
How big were these rats?
Oh, just rat-sized.
Just
How
a
many?
lot of them.
Yeah, I would say about 200.
Oh my god.
Anyway, that one didn't work. They found me about 3 miles into the sewer tunnels. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the in the Sundered Land section. This is so real cool world building.
Yes, it is.
I also like that all of you guys are believing this.
I was gonna say, actually, I don't think 3 miles on rat back through the sewers.
There were a lot of rats.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Something's fishy.
Mhm.
Oh,
Give us a roll.
more appropriately, something's rodentine. That's a 7.
On a 7. 6 to 8. You might be forgetting interesting details.
Oh no. I mean, what's more interesting than a sensuous writhing bed of rats, really? Does anybody have a problem with rodents?
No.
I own 2 of them.
Okay, all right. Don't never tell Rachel that. It's rats. I probably shouldn't even be talking about rats. The interesting detail that I forgot is that I don't know. What do you guys think is true?
As a rodent owner, I completely believe that you were carried 3 miles on the backs of the little of their little bodies, all the way down into the sewers. Maybe the interesting detail. It's a good question. The interesting detail that is this a forbidden, like, of the 6 arts is rat magic? Generally.
The third art is attuning to animals. Yeah. It's just this was
This
extra.
one is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't think I've ever gotten to the third art with you guys.
That would have been real helpful with that worm.
Look, usually the first 2 do just fine, okay? Like, you spike it, it's done. For the record, yeah, they were big spikes. Like, boss, do I get a bonus for the spikes? I cut that whole worm in half.
But you see, half of it ran off.
But that's half of it that's not attacking our caravan.
We can discuss this later, all right?
Okay, I suppose. But really, like, bag of silver, it was a 6 spike. Thora was inside of that worm.
Yeah, and then it ran off with her inside it.
She's fine.
I'm fine.
I'll see what I can do. I'll see what I can do.
I think that I wanna ask Fiona to tell us a story.
What? Who?
Wait, oh no, God, what's her name?
Nadia?
Nadia, thank you. Why did I think Fiona? Why was I thinking Fiona?
You
Because we're
just really love
criminals.
Shrek.
Oh.
I think Isra, like, once her failed negotiations over, say, weren't you a priestess at the temple to no gods?
Where'd you hear that?
Oh, here and there. I like to do my homework on my employers.
I was young and foolish, I see. I hadn't met my god. Yeah. You see, the cult of the new moon. You have to look into the shadows to really see what's going on. I hadn't thought of that. I was afraid of the shadows as a child, as all of them are.
So, like, how did you end up at the temple? You don't just walk in.
I was tempted. They offered me a place to sleep and food and work.
Oh no, never do that if you can help it.
I stayed there for a month, and it turned into 3 months and 6 months, and two years had gone by, and I'd been stuck. I was bored. I ran off into the night, and they chased me, and I fell into a well.
Wait, I think that there's something. Let's bet. I'm interested in you not telling the whole truth about why you stayed there for 2 years.
Okay. It's a 7.
You might be forgetting interesting details.
I think. You see, I was planning. I don't like talking about this because you never know what might lead back to you, but I was planning to rob them.
Oh, now I feel like we really understand each other.
I thought you would say that. Well, you see, the church had a lot of relics that personally, I didn't think were valuable, but I knew some people find value in those things, She just kind of looks at Carrick real quick. And
are they crazy?
Not these ones.
Oh, Carrick would not be interested in them then.
I mean, people like him, you know. And,
no one like Carrick. No one
I'm unique.
No one quite as moist. I'm sorry. Carry on.
Uh-huh.
Robbing the temple.
Yeah.
You look like you're gonna cry.
It's me all the time.
Rude.
See, this spear that I carry now was actually one of the relics. It was the first thing I grabbed before they heard me. I tripped over a plate. Stupid ornamental plates. They make so much noise. It's ridiculous. And I ran for it. I heard them shouting. I thought that in the dark that the well wasn't that deep. It was pretty deep. That was a bad idea. But they didn't.
That was my 4th attempt.
I saw some things down there in the darkness for 3 days, but I managed to climb out.
Roll for not the whole truth. Tell me about those 3 days. I like this.
Right? Ooh, interesting details. You see, it was one of those nights trapped down there was the night of a new moon. And I was staring into the water as the sun set, and I saw my reflection disappear and the stars appear overhead. And I thought I saw my face again in the starlight, and it looked different. It looked happy. It was smiling, but it wasn't a good smile, you know? It those grins of someone that knows that they're backstabbing you and you don't know anything about it.
I don't know anything about that. No.
I would turn around and I felt like it was still watching me. And I gave up trying to avoid its gaze, and I just stared into it, and then it started to talk. It said that
Gross.
in this horrible, it sounded like a drowned person talking, all bubbling and gurgling, and it told me that I was a fool, that the old gods had survived, and they were at their strongest in the darkness under the light of the new moon, and that they would give me strength if I made offerings in their image.
Okay. Art number 4 is blood sacrifices. And I gotta say, if something comes up to you in the dark and says, make offerings to me, don't do it. Don't do it. You didn't do it, did you?
It's a little too late for that.
Oh no. Oh God. Are we getting sacrificed tonight?
No, not after. Oh, why would I do? No, it wasn't human sacrifices.
Oh, thank God.
Oh,
Oh.
Christ.
In that case, you can
Who
just
do hang
have
out
Carrot.
with. Oh my God.
You didn't hear that, did you?
No.
I said, in that case, you can just have Carrick. I'm not sure.
I'm gonna apply a little more grease right over my heart. Just
See, like, he's telling you a name. Just like,
Oh
if you
my
gotta
God.
re-up, you gotta re-up.
I think
Thora.
that was
Yes.
Thora, where did you get that weapon? I've never seen anything like it before.
Okay. So where did I get this weapon? They have some really good flea markets down south. I had I just was able to haggle for it, and that's it. Thanks. What?
Is there anybody not calling bullshit on this?
Nope. No bullshit. I'm ready for the next turn to go for the next question.
Sure.
No, I want you to roll for like. Did you roll? For
Yes, I'm rolling.
Hitting up Blood Weapon Costco.
Every time. Okay, so 9. So I might be holding back something delicate, embarrassing, incriminating, improper, or inexplicable. Okay, I think my actual story is multiple of these. Okay, so it's actually, so we all do, blood sacrifices. They're commonplace nowadays. It's cheap change. Everyone, you're young, you're going out in the world. It's like a gory rumspringa, and you just experiment with a lot of different stuff. So yes, okay. Yes, my rib is inside here. I had it removed and encased in metal so that every time I stab something, its power goes back to me in, the section like right here under my heart. So
yeah. That's God, what's her name who does those amputations? Fucking I met her once.
Oh my God. You think if she'd operated on me, I'd remember? Actually, I don't remember much about that exchange at all. So,
how drunk were you? Be real with me.
It's let's reframe the question a little bit. I was enjoying myself. I was having a fun night on the town, and I wanted a little something extra. Really, I'm a consultant. I'm a freelancer. I offer my personal services to the market, and I needed something that was advertisable and would push me over the edge. So of course I did what anyone would do and took my rib out and encased it in iron for and now I'm bound to this weapon for all eternity. It was just marketing. It was just business management.
Of course.
Okay, does that have everyone happy about that? Any other interrogation?
How do you not remember the name of the woman? Didn't you actually shack up with that doctor? Didn't you actually shack up with her?
Okay, again, shacking up is such a strong word. Again, I prefer personal enjoyment is how I approach my life and how I live. So yes, we may have been together, and I may still not know her name. It's all right. They understand.
After a certain point, it just gets awkward to ask.
Yes, I'm a rolling stone.
Oh
I can't be tethered down. I just have to, as long as I have all of my bones either inside or out, I'm free to move around. I can't make these connections, Everything is fleeting. Even if you can't remember her name. All right. So any other question? My love life, the amount of organs I may or may not currently have.
No, we'll come back to you.
Oh my God.
Okay.
I feel like we can do another round of stories. This is hilarious.
Oh, this is great. Let's actually hop back real quick to characters to give you a couple more ideas about stories, just in case you didn't remember anything.
I'm reading this and like, child of blasphemy, dedicated to fallen gods, the only one without canonical blood sacrifices yet.
I mean, you died. That was basically a blood sacrifice. Also,
that's not what a sacrifice is. I was gored by a buffalo man.
No, let's talk about this buffalo. No, let's talk about this this child of blasphemy. You have it on all of your business cards. I want to know what it means.
You can't just put something like that on your resume and not back it up in the actual interview. On your LinkedIn.
Like, Nadia, did you see the child of blasphemy thing?
We get a couple of those a year. It's not unusual anymore. We just kind of we're accepting, we'll take
equal opportunity employer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I could tell you which blasphemy it was. Well, maybe. There were a couple that year.
Ah. Well, tell us what you know then.
So all right. So I was I was raised I was raised by priests in the high city. High city.
Oh, was that a joke about marijuana?
It wasn't before, but now.
Now that
Okay.
you said it,
So, well, they told me I was born about. I look up at the sky. I was like, I miss the stars. 20, 25 years ago, and they told me it was either one of two things. Either it was when the church, what was that god called again? The fertility one. It was fertility and what's that other thing?
Trees.
Wind?
Trees.
Trees.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm bad with other gods. It was either when her church
Why
got
are
burned
you?
down.
oh,
It was either when her church got burned down, or it was that night. It was about a month or two after that when somebody just dug up every grave in out behind that what's it called? Library.
Oh.
Yeah.
I remembered something else about the grave digging incident. Have a roll.
Six.
On a 68, you might be forgetting interesting details.
Yeah. See, the priest always told me it was probably that one because all right. So there's you know how babies have more bones than adults have?
Yeah,
Yes.
they fuse
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, they fuse together. Right. So here's the thing. There were about 30, 40 graves in that graveyard. And when they went to like rebury all of the bodies, they counted it up, and there were enough missing bones for one. Well, it wouldn't be a baby because different number of bones, but there were missing bones. If you put all those bones together, they would be right for a human body.
Well, that's gross.
So, yeah.
So yeah,
I think that was too much information. I think that's where I draw the line. And I'm fine with less bones than the average, but more bones is just kind of, I don't know. That's a little Oh, so is your blasphemy like your star sign? Like, if I give you my natal chart, will you be able to tell me which blasphemy I am? Like,
yeah, like your location of birth and
Time of birth.
mm-hmm.
I can't, but someone can.
Wow, I'll have to look into that. I love those personality tests.
Oh, there's so much.
yeah, it's like the MBTI for
Yes.
what subject thing happened on the day of your birth.
Yeah.
The quiz is like 20 pages long, though.
Which awful atrocities happened in your birth year?
Yes. Oh no! I think that mine was oh god, the thing with the seagulls down by the water.
Oh my god! My condolences.
They don't call it the City of Gulls for nothing.
Oh yeah. This is why you don't
Yikes.
give bread to the ducks. That's all I'm saying.
So much gluten.
Yeah, good luck.
I think at this point it's the middle of the night, and the desert's getting real cold, and you kind of feel the cold air kind of coming off of it as the area around the mountain's a little warmer, and warmer it rises. There's a vacuum. There's cold air coming in from the desert, and you're all a little chilly, and you wish you had a fire right now. And I think we're going to take our second break.
Cool. happened to my organs?
Oh my god.
Oh,
Welcome back to Night Watch. Welcome back. Um, we've kind of passed a couple hours telling stories. Night's getting a little cold. We didn't start a fire because that's a bad look when there's a worm chasing you. And who I think Nadia kind of rubbing her shoulders, and she calls Amos over, and Amos brings a bison skin and drapes it over her and then walks away.
Aw.
waddles.
Mm-hmm.
Are we married?
What? No. No.
Listen, he could be getting that rock D. We don't know.
All right,
Amos-
Carrick turns to
Amos
Nadia.
isn't like that.
Hey, are y'all married? Where
I
did
think-
you two kids meet?
I think Nadia like
That's
blushes.
actually a good question.
Nadia blushes and like Amos laughs and is just like
Amos has a good laugh. But also my real question is gonna be, where did you two meet? How did you become a team?
I found her with a broken leg crawling out of a well. She looked like a lost kitten, all soggy and miserable.
That's how I met my ex too. Feel well.
That's eHarmony in this universe.
Yes. Red singles. Oh. I'm sorry, kid. This was your turn to interrogate.
No, see, I kind of just believe the well story. that just follows on from the canon we've already established.
Yes. No, I think I want Amos to roll for this.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like there's something more. Like, why were you by this particular of all the evil god haunted wells in the world, you had to crawl out of mine?
Yeah. Oh. So on a 7, you might be forgetting interesting details. And see, she crawled out of this well, and right behind me were these priests, and they were just hopping mad. Oh, they had these tiny little knives. It's really funny. They tried to stab at me to get at her. They just all broke. Just all broke. All these knives. They don't do anything on this. Look at this. And I think he flexes.
Does anything move when he flexes, or is it just like it's reconfigured slightly?
I think it reconfigures into like abs.
Does Thora feel
I'm
threatened by
intimidated.
this?
Yeah, I'm intimidated, but also deeply respectful. I know when I'm beaten, I'm not gonna make it a whole thing, you know.
Game respect game.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was invited to the gun show. I'm gonna follow its code of conduct.
Of course. Of course.
So, and Isra is trying to figure out what kind of magic is animating Amos, but hold on, look at the Sunderland questions for Thora.
Right.
On one occasion, didn't you kill that there's a beast. It was it was in the dunes to the north of the Skulls.
The one that looked kind of like a cactus.
Yes. Oh my god, the giant fucking cactus. That was before.
Yeah, that was hard. Yes. I didn't ever give you shit. Of course you have to remind me of that. I never actually gave you your part of that, so I guess you can consider this your bonus a little bit. And I pull out a couple little shitty silver coins. It's like I don't know if it's real money, but it's like Chuck E. Cheese looking money.
You can buy me a drink when we're in the city. No, okay, so what happened? What happened? Buy me a lot of drinks. Put me on your tab.
Okay, yes.
So what happened after we got separated?
So we went to the dunes, and then I kind of lost sight of you after a couple minutes because, you know, we're not very good at deserts despite living in this desert area. They keep the wind and shit. It's horrible, but we got separated, and I just see these, you know, after I saw this entire like crescendo of spikes coming over the horizon, I thought it was you. And I was with your arts and shit, and I was like, "Oh, she's back. Better go over there."
Wait, my arts and shit.
Yeah, you know, your talents, right? That's what you call them.
All right. Okay. Yes. My talents.
Yes. Your skills, your talents, your abilities, your magic tricks and stuff.
Magic tricks.
Yeah, your illusions, right? You're good at those.
These are the 6 arts. These are my mystical learnings.
Listen, I don't know
a magic trick.
Listen.
Anyway, so spikes. Yeah. Whatever.
Okay, spikes. So I see your spikes. You know, they're a little cleaner than the ones you normally do. So I was like, wow, I was impressed. She's getting better. So listen. The only arts I only know 2 arts, and that's one fist and the other fist. This is art 1 and art 2.
That's not weekday talk.
Okay. Yeah, we'll save that for the after. We'll save that for the after stories, the post game. So this thing, it's huge. It's waddling and it's large. It's both of those things. It's all
Turn to look at Amos.
Yeah, could have been a distant relative. But yeah, I actually I head over and I gore it right between the eyes as I want to do, and that's I pull off one of its needles, and that's actually how I got this weapon here. I took it as a trophy, and I had it blood enchanted, and this is how I've been fighting ever since. So thanks.
That doesn't sound like the whole truth.
I think it's as big as a truth as you're going to get tonight. Okay.
This art is dice. It's just he cheats at everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's an 8.
All right. So okay. So yes, my rib. You know the rib story. You dragged it out of me, right? My rib needs a new casing every so often. It's kind of well, I don't like to use this term. It's kind of a strong way of putting things, but it's kind of cursed. You know, it's a little irradiated. I don't know if anyone here has heard it. You know, moaning for blood in the middle of the night, but it's
every fucking night.
Okay. Listen, I'm sorry. I try to sleep as far away as possible, but you know what? Say what you want. It's a great alarm clock. But I kind of need to reseal its magics every so often. So this current form actually is the spike of the cactus monster that I killed and later consumed the innards of, as you know you do. It's pretty sweet. Yeah, it was like a refreshing. It was, you know what? If we find one of those later, I would love to get on it because it's really refreshing, like aloe, right? Like a nice chunky jelly grass drink. It's pretty good. I'll make you some of those instead of getting you running a tab, right?
No, you're gonna run me a tab. You're gonna run me a tab.
All right, we can talk about this later.
No, we've already talked about this.
No, I think we're fine. Okay, another question. Get off of my wallet. So let's see. For a time, I want to ask a question to Amos. I was like, let's see. So I don't really know much about your backstory, Amos. For a time, aren't typically rock people? Weren't you someone's thrall or like Gollum or something? Golem, not Gollum. Like, how were you?
That is, yes, that's how it works. But he kind of kicked the bucket a while ago. You know.
Oh, good.
No, he was a good guy. He called me up into this world, just kind of stuck a scroll and a couple of rock eyes into a big pile of boulders, and there I was. There I was, walking and talking, a newborn golem boy, and he was just kind of interested in building this big stone tower, and he wanted my help. So built this big old tower. He called on some spirits. I don't really know the details. I can't read. Nadia does all that. And there was a big cloud tornado thing above the tower, and there was a lot of lightning, and a big old bolt struck him. He was gone.
Well, good riddance, I'm sure. This is kind of a personal question, but where do you come from, like your consciousness? Were you like ripped from the ether, someone's dream made manifest? Were you like distilled from a long dead spirit? Was it painful getting a physical form? Like I'm just kind of interested in that process.
I don't really remember anything about before. I do. I've heard stories, of course, because of course everyone's all like, "Oh, where did you come from?" Oh, no, don't tell me. I think it's this. People tell me it's this. Of course, it's got to be this. But I do think it might be that it's the spirit of someone dead from a long time ago that's tied to the land. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to come out and just walk and talk like this, just first day. That's not a thing babies do. I'm just the first.
You haven't met many babies. Sometimes
they have
just like made of other people's bones.
Yeah, the extra bones help.
Bad look. That's a bad look.
Character.
So that's not.
Listen,
Yeah, so that's not weird for you at all. And she kind of gets like serious, like inhabiting the past life of a flesh creature who you'll never truly know the experience of, not being able to remember your time on Earth and trapped in a stone prison for the rest of your life. That's not weird.
Nah, not my problem. That's their problem. They're just in for the ride.
You know what? Cheers to that. I appreciate that kind of thinking.
You're optimistic. God.
Right.
I think that was a full second round of stories.
I actually didn't get one.
Yeah.
Did you not?
No.
Good. I have a good question. I have one.
Ooh,
Okay.
Good. Let's hear it.
So, Isra,
No.
where did you learn your 6 arts?
They fell off the back of a wagon.
You sure did not. Listen. Now you know that I'm made of like stranger bones. Ozma's got Amos has scrolls in his eyes.
Well,
I don't know what's happening with Thora's ribs.
I don't either.
Yeah, who can say? You're not getting away with that.
Okay. So, picture this. First escape attempt, giant worm. Second, sea of rats. Third escape attempt, wagon. Fourth escape attempt, went down a well, got the whole blood sacrifice offer, rejected it, not really my scene. Fifth attempt, I just got... My cat's fucking sleeping on all of my clean scrubs. That's very rude.
Oh.
Fifth attempt, I get skewered before I'm even out of the door. Okay? You know I was a slave, right? You know I was a slave. You know, everyone knows I was a slave. I've mentioned that before.
Many times.
Okay, well, I was a slave. I don't know if you knew that. So they skewered me before I get out of the door. And in the space between life and death, my mistress comes to me and says, "You've shown yourself to be very tenacious. I've lost 3 apprentices this year. Maybe you'll survive. If you want to come back to life, you gotta learn the 6 arts." So I'm like, well, I'm not ready to die until I've gotten out of here. Sure, I'll learn your 6 arts. How hard could it be? What? Like, I've seen your apprentices. They're all, like, this big around and fucking nerds. I'm not a nerd. I'm not a nerd. I feed sandworms. I fed sandworms. Now I'm a wandering wizard and practitioner of illusions, as Thora says.
Magic tricks.
2 nights of the tap.
All right, that's fair.
Never insult me like that again.
Okay.
So yeah, I got to learning. The first art I learned was actually the attunement to animals, which had been within me the whole time. I didn't even realize I was talking to those rats. I just thought they were very friendly. Then I learned the giant stone spikes. Let's just say there were other apprentices while I was learning the stone spikes. There were not other apprentices after I was learning the stone spikes. That was like 3 days of cleaning. Yeah, so yeah, just it was either apprenticeship or death. And a lot of Windex. A lot of post-apocalypse Windex. I'm sorry. Let's set the setting.
I think Nadia pipes up at that point. She's like, "But isn't one of the arts involved with something about sacrificing a master or something like that? A blood sacrifice?"
Oh yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that a call to roll, or was that just a question?
Either's fine. If you wanna lead that with a roll, that's fine.
Oh yeah, no, I already rolled because I thought you were asking me to roll, and it was a 6. So well, yeah, it's a sort of general blood sacrifice, which is why I knew what you were right away. I didn't know until like the thing with like the vole. That was weird. Please don't do that again. You're going to upset a dark power. Yeah, so graduation, as it were, was defeating my mistress in single combats, with lots of magic. It was messy. It was gory. I lost an arm. You'd never know.
Oh,
yeah.
No, you look great.
Oh yeah, no, it's she sort of like spins her prosthetic arm 360 degrees.
I think Amos is kind of like, "Nadia, can I get one of those?"
I'm like, is that how you've won every single arm wrestling we've had? I thought it was me. Oh my God. You owe me drinks.
Excuse you. You didn't give me my cut from the cactus job. Also, you never told me I couldn't cheat. You never said any. Oh dear.
It's not cheating. That's your arm.
You never said I couldn't cheat. We never talked about cheating. Okay. So yes,
this is bullshit.
After she ripped my arm off with the 6 art, which is just like the rending of flesh. I usually don't have to get to that one either. They get progressively more and more expensive as they go on. I sacrificed her to just pick a dark god. I wasn't really picky at the moment, whichever one wanted to take my offering. And yes, now I'm a master of the 6 arts. It's no big deal.
It really isn't.
No. We've all done some sketchy stuff. No big deal.
Yeah.
All right. Is that everyone now?
Yeah.
Okay. After the last story, roll 2 dice.
Everybody?
No, it's just one person. Night player, which is like the last person who went can be night player. So, Sam, if you want to roll.
Sure. I love dice. I don't. That's why I GM the games that I do, so I don't ever have to look at dice.
Oh.
Oh no.
For your information, 2 to 5 is a pre-dawn attack, stealthy and sudden, takes the characters by utter surprise. 6 to 8 is a noise, alerts them to coming danger, which they face prepared. And 9 to 12, dawn comes and the night is passed in peace. Sadly, that was a 4.
This is why I don't roll dice, guys. This is why I have people to roll dice for me.
And I think just before dawn, y'all have stayed away from that weird hut, just because the stars are gone when you go near it. That's a little weird. We don't want any of that, right?
It's not a good time.
No, so you don't notice the kind of shadowy figures just filing single file out of the doorway and towards your little group.
Oh, great.
Great.
And I think Amos is the first to notice, and he turns around and is covered in shadow and kind of crumples.
Oh.
That's
And the rest
bad.
of it,
No, I don't like it.
it's not pretty. It's not pretty. There's a reason.
That was my buddy.
I've been this way in a long time.
Mm.
I think.
Well, I'm the strongest now.
I don't want to arm wrestle for it.
Yes, I would love to actually.
Oh my god. I think that's game.
Yeah.
Wow. Rock and peace. No, that was bad.
Oh.
Workshop that one later.
Yeah. No.
We can
We can
re-record this, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
That's how this
Sure, we can just do this over again.
Just edit that out. Edit
Fix it
that
in
out.
post.
Thank you.
Eric I love this editing Foley.
Oh,
Great.
it's so good.
It was good.
People watching this, Eric just did boop, 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 editing Foley. It was great.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's how that works.
You're an artist.
Mhm.
Ah.
Man, okay. Outro stuff. Okay, how do y'all feel after that wild ride?
I
Honestly.
can't believe Sam killed Amos.
Oh.
Yeah. Murdering and
Listen.
killing.
This is why I don't roll dice. This is why I don't roll dice. It's not a good look on anyone, least of all me. I gotta stop moving. Stop. You stop that.
What did you like about the Sunderland and about our session?
I like the. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Claire.
We didn't play a lot of different ones, but I like the episodic nature of it. I think the different. The rules are really easy to comprehend, which is nice. It's the PDF's like 7 pages, but but each little vignette is really interesting and has its own kind of set of rules within the same world, which is I like that kind of simpler setup that allows you to look at a lot of different angles of world building and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked the bullshitting and telling, just like sitting around the not fire bullshitting, sitting around and telling stories portion of the evening.
Yes.
That was ridiculously fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. I like no, you're bullshitting.
That's a good mechanic.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
so good.
Yes, it is.
That should be in more games. No, that's
Yeah, fuck this guy.
Roll 2
just incorporate that into your next Blades in the Dark game.
Mhm.
No, that's not.
Yeah.
You're not tossing.
Don't give me ideas, guys. Don't give me ideas.
Oh my god.
Roll 2d6 for your call out thread on Twitter. Receipt is +1.
Oh god.
What do you think worked really well, and what do you think didn't? I mean, that's kind of folding into what we talked about. Like real quick, what I think. I mean, I think the options are good for the roll, but you know, the nature of dice being that you roll like 6 to 8 a lot, and I don't think for the Night Watch that's necessarily the most interesting
Yeah.
way to play it.
On the other hand,
Yeah, that
like
makes sense.
on the other hand, like rolling the 68 most often means that you have to like elaborate.
Mm-hmm.
It like automatically forces you to elaborate, and it like specifically it says you might be forgetting interesting details as opposed to leaving them out.
Mhm.
Yeah, but we did roll 6 to 8 most often, I think.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wanted some dirt. I want some embarrassing details, y'all. Didn't get any of those.
I didn't parse that. Sorry.
No,
I didn't
go ahead, Clara.
parse that as part of the conversation. I just thought you were just admitting to the group that you just really wanted some soil right now, which, you know, it's a mood. I could go outside. I could get a mouthful of mud. And, you know, I'm about it.
Find you some worms.
No,
I would love her. Gonna go out. Yes. Get me. Listen, I've lived a long and storied life. Anyways, so I thought worked less well was, I think, because of the kind of freeform nature of the caravan section specifically, that it was difficult to kind of keep track because, you know, like Dungeon World has turns that are pretty organized. While this does have turns in a sense, it does have, like, you know, the contribution and interrupting mechanic, which can be kind of difficult to keep it in line and make sure that everyone's having equal sharing time, if that makes sense at all. So
it feels like a thing that you need some amount of practice in to be like, you know, to get comfortable with being that.
And like we've all sort of played together before, like in various configurations, so I don't think that was too much of a problem with us. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but Takuma, I think you did a good job keeping us all in line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I think it went pretty well.
Quality GMing. Facilitating.
Great job.
Great job. Thanks, guys.
Oh my
god. What was your favorite moment?
The ribs. Ribs for her pleasure.
Oh my god. I should have come up with that.
You have that. It's immortal now.
Oh, did I? Oh God, thank you.
Yeah. That
was
hysterical. That whole yarn was probably my favorite yarn out of the whole thing.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And also like Thora in the worm. Us like all deciding that the worm smelled like rotting fish and lavender. Very refreshing.
Oh yeah.
Is it
Oh,
the
I love the torch management. It was good.
Oh, God.
Delicious. Just really a sensory experience.
Sunderland? The Sunderland, our part God simulator, part Bed Bath and Beyond candle scent generator.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna say my favorite part was me vomiting grease
Oh my God.
onto
out.
a giant worm.
Yep.
Get out.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm pretty great,
Oh my
and
God.
that was just a moment of me being pretty great.
Oh,
Thank you, Eric. I don't
That's
know why
great.
I don't know why I said that
God.
slightly louder, like you were further away.
It's fading.
it was not only projectile vomiting grease, it was John Boyega projectile vomiting grease.
I'd forgotten that.
John Boyega, projectile vomiting grease via religious ecstasy.
This is the worst string of words you've ever put together, and you put together some pretty bad string of words in my hearing.
Most of them involving hot dog water.
Oh,
I think that was that my fault actually?
I
The
think
hot dog
probably.
water
might have been your
setup?
fault.
Oh,
I think we were talking about hot dog juice, but I put together hot dog water and then it just entered the brains. Okay, I'm sorry. I formally apologize to everyone
Never
in this chat.
apologize. Hot dog water.
I don't.
Oh, no.
I'm not sorry. I am sorry.
You're not. Don't fucking lie to these nice people. Sorry, Takuma.
If we had more time, which thank God we don't. If we have more time, what?
I'm looking through the games, and like one of the games is at ends in the ruins of the future. So I'm just picturing these three one greasy asshole, one liar, and the mayor of Wife City. Like after the job, just completely broke at ends in the ruins of the future because this job went south.
Yeah.
And like playing them in the City of Gulls, I think that would have been fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, any of the other trying out any of the other scenarios would be cool eventually.
Yeah.
Time.
Yeah.
The Sunderland provides good options.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Takuma?
I mean, I think that's about what I was thinking. I think definitely like stringing together multiple like caravan games over the course of like going caravan, night watch, like city, like that seems pretty fun. And taking turns being the hazard player and whatever that we didn't really get to do. This was just like a one-time thing. Like that's fun.
Yeah.
There's a lot of options for hazard and like pretty.
I love to be dangerous and inconvenient. And the sandworm, yes.
All right.
Fun.
Yeah. Thank you.
Almost done. Outros real quick. Same order. I think it was Sam first.
Always. I'm Sam. You'll probably find me on here again. Eric, you cannot get rid of. Well, you could probably get rid of me. Mouse traps. You can find me at Passerins on Twitter. Goodbye. I'm not here.
Clara.
I'm Clara. I don't have anything. I have nothing. Thank you for letting me play.
Kid.
I am Kid Spanner. You can find me in the ring, or I guess on Twitter at Kid Spanner. Come fight me 1v1.
My God. And I am Takuma Okada on the internet at Takuma __. I just throw stuff on there. That's yep. That's it. Thanks for watching, folks. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for playing. I love you all. I also hate you all. Good night. And thanks to Eric for doing all of this. Eric.
Yeah, thank you, Eric. Yeah.
Are we free?